Welcome everyone, this is Andres Restart, and this time we are talking about not a rumor. A lot of people have been talking about this as a rumor, and I don't think it should be called a rumor. Maybe you can call it a theory or prediction about another Switch console coming out next year. This video is not actually about Nintendo Switch 2. Perhaps it's tangentially related because I think some people are hearing about this rumor and thinking that this rumor, if true, means there can't be a Switch 2. But that's not the case. So we're going to be talking about this other Switch model, what it means, if it's happening, if it makes sense, and if it can deconfirm Switch 2 in any way, shape, or form, or if not. Now, before going forward, let me point out that we are still aiming to reach 50,000 subscribers, so if you do enjoy my content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and enjoy the ride as we talk about Nintendo every day. So firstly, let me just say that in 2017, we saw the release for the Nintendo Switch. But also in the summer of 2017, we saw the release for the new Nintendo 2DS XL. That's right, Nintendo actually released another model for the Nintendo 3DS just a few months removed from the launch of their big new next generation console, the Nintendo Switch. And so with that little piece of history right there, anyone thinking that a Nintendo Switch Mini would in some way have anything to do with a Switch 2, it might, but not in the sense of it deconfirming it coming out earlier in the year. If anything, Nintendo would actually want to put out this cheaper, smaller model of the older system because they kind of want to repurpose it, rebrand it a little bit as a more cheap model for people who don't want to pay the premium for a Switch 2 yet and would rather just focus on playing games comfortably and cheaply on the Switch family of systems that have been around for years, and offering another model to suit that makes a lot of sense for Nintendo to do in that year. So this talk of a Switch Mini doesn't deconfirm Switch 2 or in any way sort of suggest it might not happen. If anything, it might support it more so. But I also should say that this Switch Mini talk isn't really a rumor, not from what I've seen. So all the sourcing of this quote-unquote rumor is coming from Nash Weedle. Now, Nash Weedle, as his name suggests, is an analyst of leaks. That's what it says in Spanish, el analista de leaks. But Nash Weedle doesn't just talk about leaks, he talks about just news and things that he's speculating on. And if you look on his Twitter, you'll see that lately he's been talking a lot about different patents coming out suggesting something for another model of the Switch. Now, I need to say this, when it comes to patents, they don't necessarily mean anything for what's about to come out. I don't want to say that there's absolutely no hope whatsoever, because that's not necessarily the case. We have seen patents come out from Nintendo that do materialize in the future, but it's not all the time, and most of the time, it's actually not. But, interestingly, when it comes to these patents, there's been a lot of them coming out, as Nash Weedle points out here. I'll click on it just to show you the translation. The existence of the Switch Mini Micro Pocket is almost evident. We have all the parts, 5 patents, change the position of R, ZR, LZL, change the position of home and capture buttons, new screw system, protective shell, new more compact cooling system. And here he's just pointing out different tweets he's put out related to different patents that may be about this. So, what happened was, Nash Weedle, not too long afterwards, put out Mis predicciones de Switch Mini / Pocket. If you don't know what that means predictions. These are his predictions. Nintendo Switch Mini Pocket predictions. Release February 16th, 2024. Reduced pocket size console. Removable protective cover with magnets. Caps different collectible models. Variety of color models. Maximum battery life 12 hours. Accepts cartridges. And a price of $149. So a cheaper Switch model like this, I think would be very interesting. I think it would definitely answer the call for that cheaper version for people that don't want to play the premium for a more expensive model but still want to play Switch games. Maybe this is something you really want for your kids, for example, something that's cheaper that they don't really need to play on the television, they just want something to play on the go, they want to play these games, and if it breaks, it's not as big of a loss. Switch Mini might be for you, or maybe you just want something compact because you have a very portable lifestyle, but you still want to game. That makes sense. I honestly think this is a very good prediction. As I said earlier, Nintendo did something very similar in 2017, so I think this is a solid prediction, and there are patents that show that Nintendo has been looking into something of this kind, I guess. So yeah, it's totally conceivable, but it's not a rumor. It's speculation. And I'll point out a couple little things that I think are worth noting. I'll tell you that Nashweedle, if you look around, he's been on different podcasts, and he's talked about how he expects Switch 2 to come out sooner into the year. So for those thinking that Nashweedle thinks the Switch Mini has anything to, again, deconfirm Switch 2, it doesn't. They think both are happening. But also they point out how all these patents came out around the same time. Is there anything to that? There may be. I think a Switch Mini makes sense. I do. Will it happen? Hard to say. But if it is to happen, Nintendo would announce it randomly almost, and it'll come out soon after. This wouldn't be like a really big deal release. This will be something small. Something less substantial than even the Nintendo Switch Lite. And that's pretty much all I have to say on this matter. I guess this is more of a quicker, simple video. I do think a Switch Mini makes sense, but it's not a rumor. It's just a solid prediction or a good theory. And it may be happening early next year, but we shall see. What do you think, though? Let me know in the comments below. This is Andres Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.